All right, let's go over test review 6.1. Remember, if I'm going too fast or if you need to slow down, just pause the recording or rewind it. Just make sure you truly understand it because some of these problems are pretty tricky. So let's take a look at number one. Anna has a checking account at National Bank. As you can see, there's $25 monthly fee for unlimited transactions. I'm assuming she's already paid that. And a $38.50 overdraft fee. So if she doesn't have enough money, then they will charge her that. Anna writes a check for $319.25, but only has $231.75 in her checking account. How much could Anna owe the bank because of this transaction? So it looks like she's going to have an overdraft fee because the $319.25 is more than she has. So let's see how much money she owes just because of that. So we're going to subtract these two numbers to see how much she still owes the bank because she didn't have enough money. So let's see, 31 minus 23, so $87.50. But she has a $38.50 overdraft fee. So not only does she still owe the bank $87.50, she has to pay a fee for that. So we're going to add $38.50 to what she already owes them. And our total, $126 is what she now owes the bank. So the answer is D. D. All right, number two, savings bank charges a monthly fee of $8. Charges a monthly fee of $8 for a checking account and online banking. There is a $3.25 ATM fee for each transaction. Sylvia opened an account and had 3 ATM transactions each month for a year. How much does Sylvia pay for the account for 6 months? So we have 6 months. She's going to have the account for 6 months. They charge a monthly fee of $8. So for 6 months, the monthly fees equal $8 times 6 months. So $48 for the monthly fees. $48 for the month fees. Then it says she has a $3.25 ATM fee. So let's see how much the ATM fees are. So $3.25 times 3. So she has 3 transactions each month. So this is for 1 month. But she has it for 6 months. So we're going to multiply $3.25 times 3, which is $9.75, times 6. So $9.75 times 6. And that would be, make sure you can do this on your own. Obviously, I'm just going to do it in my head real quick because it's quicker. That would be $54. And then 6 times 75 cents would be $1.50 times 3. So $4.50. So 54 plus $4.50 would be $58.50. $58.50. So her ATM fees are $58.50. And so we're going to add those two up to figure out how much she had to pay. So her monthly fees plus her ATM fees. So $58.50, the total is equal to $48 plus $58.50. Not much room to do this problem, but the answer would be, let's see, just going to use a calculator to save time, but you need to make sure you can do this without a calculator. $106.50. So the total is $106.50. $106.50. All right. Mr. Lloyd wants to buy a new television, but he does not have enough money in his bank account to pay for one, which this is not an option for Mr. Lloyd. So it looks like he's going to need to use a credit card or get a loan. Can he use a credit card? Yes, that is a loan. So he can do that. He can do that now. He can save money and pay cash with the television at a later date. Sure. He can save money. He can use his debit card to buy the television. No. Because remember, debit card has to do with how much money is in his checking account, so not enough money in checking account. Because that's linked to your checking account. And if he can save money, use his debit card to buy the television at a later date. Sure. All right, so the answer would be C, which is not, would be C. All right, let's take a look at number 4. Before Nina bought groceries on April 22nd, she had a balance of $487.25 in her checking account. Nina wrote her transactions in her check register. She included all of her transactions through the end of the day on April 23rd. Based on the transactions in Nina's check register, what is the balance in dollars and cents in her checking account at the end of the day on April 23rd? So our balance is $487.25. Our withdrawal we subtract, and our deposit we add. So we're going to do $487.25. So first step, we're going to do $487.25 minus $72.50. And that gives us a new balance of $414.75. We're going to use our new balance and then add $15. And that will be our end balance. So $429.75 would be our final balance at the end of the day on 4/23. All right, let's take a look at number 5. Similar problem. Portion of Raul's check register is shown. His checking account had a balance of $539.50 on April 2nd. Based on the information in check register, what was the balance of Raul's checking account after the transaction on April 13th in dollars and cents? So I'm going to just go ahead and add up all the withdrawals and all the deposits, and then I'm going to show you a different way. So the one above that was just doing it one at a time. I'm going to show you a different way and see if this way makes sense to you. So we have $35.50 plus $23.75. So $35.50 plus $23.75. So the total withdrawals is $59.25. Our total deposits is $55. We have more withdrawals than deposits. So I'm going to show you another way to do this. So we're going to do withdrawals minus deposits. Well, I guess I won't confuse you guys. I'll just go ahead and do it from this way. So we have $539.50 minus the withdrawals, which is $59.25. That gives us, oops. So we've got to borrow here. So 4 minus 2 is 2. 18 minus 9. 12 minus 5. $479.25. And then we're going to add the deposit. So plus $55. And our final amount is $534.25. So remember, you're subtracting your withdrawals and you're adding your deposits. And you can do this one at a time. That's just a little bit quicker, but not much quicker. All right, consumers sometimes make choices that cause negative information to be put on their credit reports. Which of these is the most likely number of years that this negative information will remain on their credit reports? And this is just a fact. The answer is B. B, 7 years is usually about what it is. So 7 to 10 years. B, 7 to 10 years. All right, which of the following statements is not true about the value of a credit report for a borrower and the lender? A good credit report is valuable to you as a borrower because it allows you to receive a new loan for a purchase such as a house or a car. Most people need a loan to buy a car or a house. Good credit report. That is true. You need a good report for that. A credit report is valuable to a lender because it allows them to decide if the person is creditworthy. They want to be very selective in who they loan money to. That is true. If you have a bad credit history, you will never be able to get a loan or a credit card. I mean, you can still get one. It'll just be a horrible interest rate, but let's make sure your credit report is valuable to you as a borrower because it can help you get a lower interest rate. And that is true. The better your credit, the better your loans will be. That is not never, but it will be hard. It will be hard for you. All right, number 8. Jacob is going to a 4-year college with an annual tuition of $12,345. He has money in savings and earns the amount shown in the table for a work study. Jacob is going to pay the remaining amount with a student loan. How much in dollars will he borrow? So this is annual tuition. That's every year. So total tuition is going to equal 12,345 times 4 years. So 4-year college. So times 4. He's got to pay for his classes. So it costs him $49,380 to go to school there for all 4 years. He does have some money in savings to pay for that. And he's going to work study each year for 4 years. So his savings is just a one-time thing. His work study, so we're going to multiply 7,000 times 4. That will equal $28,000. So the amount of money that he has that he will be able to use to pay off that tuition. So that would be 16,000 plus 28,000. So savings plus his work will give him $44,000. So we're going to take that and subtract that from the total it will cost him. And that'll be how much he'll have to borrow using student loans or whatever he wants to do to borrow that. So $5,380. $5,380 for that. All right, number 9. Very similar problem. The table shows the approximate median annual salaries associated with the 2 levels of education. Based on the data in the table, how much more money, so subtract. How much more would a person with a master's degree earn than a person with a bachelor's degree over a 35-year career? So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can find how much they'd make in 35 years for both of them, or you can just subtract it for 1 year. So you can just subtract them right away, and that'll be for 1 year, which is the way I would do it. It's a lot easier. And then multiply that by 35. So step 1, subtract 1 year. That'll give us $11,500 per year. And then step 2, we're going to multiply that times 35 because it's a 35-year career. So that'll give us that's our place value. 1, 5, 4. $402,500 is the difference between the 2 careers and the amount of money he'd make over the lifetime of his career. So 35 years, $402,500. Assuming I didn't make any mistakes there. Yvonne is researching, and make sure you guys check your work. If I've made a mistake, you'll see how valuable it is to make sure you check your work at the end. Anyways, Yvonne is researching the effect of education on annual income. A summary of her research is shown in the table. Based on the data in the table, how much more does a person with an associate's degree earn than a person with only a high school diploma over 10 years? So this is going to be the same scenario there. We are going to find how much it is for 1 year, the difference, so how much more. So we're going to subtract. We got an associate's degree and a high school diploma. So associate's degree and high school diploma. 40,820 minus 33,904. And borrow. So it's $18,900. $6,916 per year. So we will do that times 10. So all we have to do is add a 0. So $69,160 for 10 years. Over 10 years. All right. Very similar to the last one. Which action will help a person establish a positive credit history? Borrowing more money would definitely hurt your credit history than you have. Buy a house, boat, and car all in the same month? No, that'll really hurt your credit history as well. This is not a good thing. You do not want to pay them late. So process of elimination. Make sure you pay your bills on time. Make sure you pay your bills on time. All right, which graph shows the solution to the equation? That should be an inequality. Because it has a less than symbol. So let's go ahead and work it out and see what we get. And we've got to balance the equation. We're going to work on the left side because the x is on the left side. Remember, you do the reverse order of operations. So we're either going to add or subtract first, usually. In this case, we're going to do the opposite of adding 4. So we're going to subtract 4 from both sides. We still have our negative 2x left. We're going to bring down the less than symbol. 10 minus 4 is 6. This means negative 2 times x. The opposite of that is to divide. So we're going to do negative 2 divided by negative 2. But when you divide by a negative, you've got to flip the symbol. So that needs to flip because we are dividing by a negative. A common mistake is to not flip that. So x is greater than negative 3. And so our answer is B. If you put A, make sure when you are dividing by a negative number that you flip the symbol. So x is less than negative 3. The equation is mono. What value of x makes the equation true? So there's a couple ways you can do this. You can use the models. So in this case, I need to get x by itself. I'm going to add 6 negatives. Those 6 negatives will balance those out and make 0 pairs. But I have to do it to this side as well. So those cross out. So I still have 5 negatives left. So that's step 1. Step 1 is to just get rid of all the individual ones. I'll leave this blank so you don't get confused. So those balance out. Those are 0 pairs. Each one of these is a 0 pair as well. So make sure that you're getting rid of this. So now we have 5 x's. I'm going to rewrite it or draw it so that you can see it better. So that's step 1. I'm now going to rewrite all the x's. So you can kind of see it. Should be 5. Not quite enough space. And each one of the negatives is going to go for one of the x's. And so 1x is equal to negative 1. X is equal to negative 1 will be our answer. I'm going to rewrite it with an equation just to check it. 5x plus 6 equals 1. 5x plus 6 equals 1. We're going to subtract 6 from both sides. And then divide by 5 to get rid of that. So x is equal to -1. So it looks good. Looks like we checked it. All right, let's go another model here. Sorry for the messiness. It's kind of hard on the smart word. What equation does this model represent? What does x equal? So same thing. We're going to add two negatives. They're going to draw it however they want. So you got to be careful. I'll do it. That doesn't throw you off because they could use any model. So those are zero pairs. Those cancel out. We need to add two negatives here. Redraw this. This should be negatives. These don't cancel out. So now we have three hearts. That's step one. We have three hearts that we want to split the negatives into. So just one at a time. There's 6 of them. So 1x is equal to -2. X equal to -2. Our equation is 3x plus 2 equals -4. All right. 1x equals -2. Last one for this set, for this video, and then I'll post another video to answer the rest of the questions. The model represents an equation. Use the model to solve for the value of x. The model represents an equation. Use the model to solve for the value of x. So here I want to cancel out this negative. So I'm going to enter a positive there. That cancels that one out. But I still got to put another positive there. So now I have 2 x's left with 8 positives. So I'm just going to do 8 of, split them up. So 1x is equal to 4. 1x equals 4. And obviously, if any of these you missed or you're struggling with, rewind the video or reach out to your teacher and they can go over it with more detail. I'll see you in the next part.